Good afternoon. My name's Rory Powers. We got a special event today in honor of the veterans. This is the 2-for-1 AI and iBot profit engine. We got two extremely powerful automated systems here at Right Line Trading that we're going to be showcasing today. And just before I get started, I just want you to confirm if you could hear my voice, see my screen. You should see "Thank you, veterans" at the top left-hand corner here. And hopefully you can hear my voice. Good afternoon, Mark. Hey, Sally, thank you. Paul, Derek, thanks for joining me today. Excellent. That's good news. Okay, give me just a second here. We're going to go ahead and get it going. Got a great Black Friday special, along with a Veterans Day special, kind of a double discount. So the systems that we're talking about today, the AI Autotrader and the iBot, these are advanced machine learning algorithms that we've integrated some artificial intelligence into. Once they're enabled, they will execute and manage the trades on your behalf. Before we get too far into the minutia, I want to very quickly cover my you-know-what from the alphabet soup of the federal government. The CFTC and any other federal agency. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's important to know, full disclosure, I'm not a licensed financial advisor, nor am I providing any type of trading advice here today. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, which are substantial, please contact a licensed trade advisor. I think one of the main characteristics that distinguishes Right Line Trading from our competitors is our transparency. Let's face it, our competitors are not on YouTube every morning showcasing their automated bots and showing them on a live market, which is a shame. Because I always think it's a great idea to be able to kind of try it before you buy it. You know, that's the closest we could do, where we show the bots trade every morning. If we have a bad day trading, there's no hiding from it. So I'm going to be putting a link in the room today for tomorrow's live stream. I want to invite everybody here today and every day to come join us live on YouTube. Just very briefly, I want to introduce the members of my team. Our mission here at Right Line Trading is to develop innovative trading strategies that provide our members with an edge. You see, we're not marketers here, we're traders. That's a big difference. We've got our own skin in the game and we want to make some money trading. And that's our motivation. I assure you that. And you know, what type of edge am I talking about that we want to provide our members? Well, the edge that we want to provide is predicting the future direction of price. You know, that's like hitting the win. That's like having the winning lottery numbers before the drawing. Imagine knowing with 100% certainty which way the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 is going to move. You can make a killing. And by no means does this system have a 100% certainty. That's not what I'm implying. But we do want to provide a little bit of insight into the future direction of price. Along the way, we've been around for close to 14 years now. We've built a beautiful community of traders of all experience levels, from the complete newbie, from the seasoned professional trader, that this is what they do for a living. Day in and day out, they're in front of their charts trading, and that's their sole income. You know, David Wise, that's all he does. You know, he's a professional trader. He works for us now, but that's a separate equity stream for him. So I very briefly want to just mention, we have 3 professional traders on staff. We have 2 futures traders, Mr. Craig Emery, Mr. David Kushner is our prop trader. Our options guru is Mr. David Wise, and man, can this guy trade options. I always refer to him as the Pete Rose. I'm a little bit of a sports fan. I always refer to David Wise as the Pete Rose of options trading, the Charlie Hustle, because he's always on base. He's always hitting singles. He'll hit single after single and get a double mixed in, and an occasional he'll hit a home run. But the fact of the matter is he's always moving the ball, and he's always racking up winners, and that's what I love about him. So he's a great options trader. We have two beautiful equity streams here at Right Line Trading with futures and stocks and options. Behind the desks here at Right Line Trading, we have Mr. Brock Miller. He's our college student getting his degree in computer science. He helps with just about every facet of this company. We have Mr. Sergio Luque Rodriguez. Luque and I have been here at Right Line for a long time working together. We're very good friends. He resides just a few miles away from where me and Mark live. And Sergio was really the main beneficiary, the main benefactor from a collaboration that we did with a world-renowned AI lab. You see, Sergio, prior to just recently, the last few years, with this collaboration with the artificial intelligence, he was coding complex algorithms, mathematical equations, mathematical modeling, complex, mathematical formulas that he was able to put into code into NinjaTrader 8 language to get these strategies and indicators running. Well, he's kind of stepped up his game to the next level. This ongoing collaboration with this AI lab continues today. In fact, we're working very diligently to bring our next phase of the ChatGPT integration, which will be coming very shortly. But this took a lot of work, and it took a collaboration with professionals and leaders in this field with artificial intelligence. And Sergio is, let me tell you, he's the man you want developing your strategies and indicators if you have your money at risk. Anything less, you want the best, and he's the best. He has his master's degree in computer science, and the guy's just very gifted. He's extremely intelligent. Then we have Mr. Mark Miller, our U.S. Army vet. It's funny, just a quick story. I went to help Mark Miller. He was moving from one place to a new place. And he showed me he was a U.S. sniper in the U.S. Army. He still had his uniform. And I tell you, he had his U.S. sniper, the sniper badge for the U.S. Army. And it was very exhilarating to see the real deal, with the military uniform. I live right by the Homestead Air Force Base. So, anywhere you go here at Homestead, there's always people that are in full, military gear because, we live right by the base. And let me tell you something, they fly these jet planes over my house every day that if you're sleeping, it rattles the walls. It's very exhilarating. But Mark Miller also has his MBA from Cal State. His expertise is in automation and robotics. He's an engineer. So him and Sergio, really his purpose for purchasing the company several years ago now was really to enhance our automated strategies with an AI integration. So those are the members of our team. And very briefly, I want to tell you about myself, a little bit about the person that you hear behind your screen. My name's Rory Powers. I'm a Syracuse University graduate. I reside down in South Florida. And living here in South Florida, if you're not into the ocean or water sports, you probably live in the middle of the state somewhere, like in Orlando or something near Mickey Mouse. But being an ocean lover and a water lover, my hobbies besides my passions, I should say, besides trading the financial markets, is saltwater fishing. I had to show this one. This was one I caught this past weekend on Sunday. An absolute beauty. These don't come around often, let me tell you. This was about a 40-pound, between a 35 and 40-pound bull dolphin of mahi-mahi, and very good eating. But man, we just caught him. And if I zoom this picture in, you could see the hook was hanging on by a thread to his mouth. So it was a miracle we got him in, but we landed him. This was a recent fishing trip down in the Florida Keys with Mark Miller, Sergio Luque Rodriguez. You know, every fisherman has a fish story, and I've got to give you mine about the biggest, best catch. That this one, normally it's the one that got away. This one didn't get away. I'm referring to my beautiful wife, Christelle. Christelle has her master's degree. She's a nurse educator. She's a Haitian American, and God bless me. Let me tell you, when he brought her into my life, it changed everything. The whole trajectory of my life, everything came in order quite quickly. And God also blessed my wife and I with two beautiful girls, a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. All three of my girls, their birthdays are in March. They all share the same March, not the same exact day, but the same month in March. This was a recent picture here in Homestead, and you could see the backyard of these people's house that we were at. It's, you know, these big open space with horses and agriculture. It's, you know, I call it the suburbs of Miami. Anyway, enough about me. The genesis of the automated strategies was our lack of consistency trading the futures or the financial markets. I have the privilege of answering the phones here, so I always like to put myself in the first person, but I know you share the same frustrations and the same struggles as I do, and that 95% of other traders do. It's important to know that if you've had struggles, if you've had pitfalls, blown accounts in your trading career, you're not alone. We all go through it. It's, you know, it's just part of trading. So that was really the genesis of the AI auto trader and the iBots, was our lack of consistency. If a picture could say 1,000 words, I'm going to shorten it, and I'm going to tell the story of this nice, young, beautiful, conservative woman who has slowly, who's a professional. I could see she's in an office building. She's dressed in a very conservative business attire, and you could see that she has watched the balance of her trading account dwindle down to almost nothing. And she's reached the boiling point. Have you ever reached the boiling point trading? Oh my goodness. And she's resorted to the sledgehammer. She's pulled that sledgehammer out of the bottom drawer, and she's ready to smash that monitor into smithereens. She's absolutely convinced at this point that there's a conspiracy going on between the market maker, the broker, the prop firm. She doesn't know who's in on it, but it's got to be a rigged game. You know, I can't tell you how many times I felt the exact same way. And we've all experienced problems with this consistency. You know, very briefly, I don't want to drone on with this because I want to get into the meat of the presentation. But I think it's very important, and I always mention it during my presentation, is the biggest setback that we have as traders is ourselves. It really is. And what I mean by that is it's our own emotions. You know, they call them emotional issues. Oh, you have emotional, you think of someone with emotional issues as some nut job, you know, on the side of the road that's, you know, or on his psychiatrist's couch, you know, with his feet propped up and telling the good doctor where it all went wrong. You know, somebody who's just mentally disturbed or cuckoo. But in trading, that's not what we're talking about here. So it's hard to relate to somebody like that if you don't have a mental illness. What I'm talking about here is just basic human personality traits. You see, I listened to a presentation by a professional in this field. His name was Christopher Mullen. He had done a study on human personality traits and whether or not these core personality traits that we all share lend well to being a good disciplined trader. What he found was that maybe one or two of these core personality traits lends well to being a good trader. So listen, if you're one of those 8 or 9 out of 10 personality traits that does not lend well to being a good trader, then what we do is we have these issues right here. We overtrade, we revenge trade, we make impulsive decisions, we make decisions based on emotion. Okay, we let our emotions get the best of us. Listen, I'm the biggest culprit. I'm the biggest perpetrator. I love to squeeze my stop. When I see I'm up on a trade, I don't want that P&L to go away. I won't let the trade mature with the natural ebb and flow of the market. We've all seen the market. It doesn't just go straight up. It goes up, it retraces, it goes up, it starts forming higher highs, lower highs, and all of a sudden, it's made a very nice move, but it's not a straight up move. So when I move my stop up, I get wicked out, only to watch the trade continue in the same direction, and I've left thousands of dollars on the table. I can't think of something more frustrating. So those are the type of emotional issues that this automation solves. Sure, we bought indicators that lack price or lacked a proven trading methodology, but it all leads to the same cold, desolate place of blowing out our trading accounts. So we've narrowed it down to 2 things that we believe are going to create trading success. Number 1, we need software that can eliminate these emotional issues, that can automatically get us in and out of trades when risk is at its lowest, where the potential for a profitable trade is at its highest, and the system will automatically get us in. Listen, when we talk about automation, there's always the elephant standing in the room about all the bots that we've purchased in the past that just didn't work. Okay. So it's not just any automated system that we need. We need the proper tool set. We need bots that are leveraging artificial intelligence. And let me tell you what I mean by that. We need the artificial intelligence because the bots that we're discussing today have a unique ability. What they can do is they have the ability to dynamically change their own inputs to optimize their settings based on the current trading environment. You see, we're trading in a very news-driven market. We can go from a ranging, sideways, choppy, miserable market to a market that's trending and as quick as a news brief or a news report is released or an earnings report drops. It can change the entire trajectory of the trading day in milliseconds very quickly. So we have to have the proper tool set, automation that's leveraging artificial intelligence. So there's no more overthinking. There's no more hesitating. Let's face it, we know from experience, left to our own devices, 90 to 95% of us can blow an account 10 different ways before noon. It's just a matter of making I like to refer to it as slipping on a banana peel, just making a bonehead mistake. We make a little mistake here and there and we lose this and that. And over the course of a month or a year, it adds up into a substantial amount of money. It's no joke. So the benefits of using the AI, it eliminates those banana peels. All of a sudden, our path to profitability is not lined with banana peels, but with firm footing. So there's no more overthinking or hesitating. We have a system that is going to mathematically put your stop and profit target in the most ideal location. There's no more mismanaging trades. We've got trade management. I'm going to show you a video of a trade that we took just last week, trading the micros. We've got trade management that takes this whole thing to the next level. If you're a prop trader, stick around. I like to refer to it as prop trading on steroids. You know, the appeal of prop trading, and I don't want to go into the whole dissertation of what a prop trading account is and that. But if you have questions, I am willing to send you. I did a ChatGPT search of it, and I've got a brilliant definition of it that really explains it well. And if you'd like me to send it to you, just put your name in my chat box, and I'll send it to you. But what I did want to mention was really what's great about prop trading, and what's not so great. What's great about prop trading is, of course, the obvious. We are not risking our own capital. The only skin we have in the game is the cost of the account, which, let's face it, is pretty nominal. That and our time. We're trading a live account where 100% of our funds are at risk. Number two, the second thing you have to love, you got it, Onyeka. The second thing you have to love about prop trading is via the use of a trade copier, which is a tool sold separately, we can trade multiple accounts simultaneously with the potential to 3x, 5x, up to 20x our gains with one of these trade copiers. For example, today I traded across 3 PA accounts, and with making $100 or $200 across 3 accounts, I 3x'd it, and it added up to a nice $449 gain for the day, which is very respectable, with just making $100 or $200 in profits. So having the ability to trade multiple accounts simultaneously is another benefit that's very attractive about trading these prop accounts, and it's a lot of fun. The downside, I always have to tell you what the downside is. Just like I made the 3 accounts were profitable, it's a double-edged sword. On a bad day, they're all 3 accounts that will be losers. So today I 3x my winners, but on a losing day, I'll 3x my losers, okay? Okay, it's a double-edged sword. Also, the prop firms have made something that was very difficult to begin with even more difficult. They've thrown extra rules and regulations into the mix that make getting payouts a little more challenging. So let's get into the 2 bots that we're discussing today. I want to talk about the difference because it's the most common question. We have 2 bots here at Right Line Trading that we're discussing today, and they're called the AI Autotrader, and they're called the iBots. What's the difference? Well, the number one biggest difference is the trigger, okay, the trigger. The AI Autotrader is looking at the relative strength. It looks at the Laguerre oscillator momentum and the relative strength index at different degrees. Certain degrees of pullback and goes, a deep pullback and go, a short pullback and go, a complete reversal. So it's kind of looking at those divergent signals from an oscillator, where the iBot is looking via a professional grade data feed, either Kinetic or IQ. We're streaming the actual live market internals from the stock market. It's, you know, kind of like using a magnifying glass to uncover a deeper, more penetrating layer of the market. It's looking at the imbalances of advancing volume versus declining volume. You know, a very popular catchphrase that you hear a lot of vendors talking about is that their trading system follows along in the direction of institutional money. Well, that sounds really great, but how do you do it? Well, I'll tell you how the iBot does it. The iBot looks at the disparity or imbalances of advancing or declining volume. That's a dead giveaway. When large institutions are driving the price of the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 down, the giveaway is an imbalance of downtick, of declining volume. So that iBot has a lightning fast trigger that puts you right in the same direction as those institutional traders. Okay, so also we've integrated a lot of these features that the AI Autotrader has. We've integrated them into the iBot. Okay, so the iBot does analyze volume shifts across the major indices, all of the cash markets. It looks at an overall market perspective, looking at all of the index equities, and it looks at the overall market sentiment. So the iBot, I think I pretty much covered what I wanted to cover. It's looking at the real-time data. We have a proprietary algorithm, you know, that generates lightning fast, highly accurate entry signals that are superior to lagging indicators. Look, you know, what's already occurred on our charts are, you know, somewhat of lagging indicators like MACD crossovers or oscillator divergence signals. These are reflecting what's already happened on our chart. Instead, the iBots are looking at those real-time market internals, and it reveals where institutional money is actively pressing price, whether it be to the upside or the downside. Paul asked, does the iBot require an additional market data feed? Good question. The answer is yes, it does. The best deal that we found for it is with Kinetic, because all that it requires of Kinetic is the basic feed, which is $78 a month. You don't have to add any other exchanges because we're going to establish two connections. We're going to establish one connection for Kinetic and the other connection for either your prop firm or your live account with Ninja or IB or whoever your broker is. So you'll have two connections. Let me see if I can find one of my connections. It looks like gave out. You can see on my connections, I have Arrhythmic. This is for my Apex, and I have a second one for Kinetic. The one for Kinetic, it looks like it got disconnected. Let me try to reconnect it. Okay. So when they run simultaneously, I'm streaming the index equity, the indexes off of the cash market on the Kinetic feed. And I'm also able to stream live futures data with that rhythmic data feed. So to answer your question, yes, to run the iBots, it does require a second connection. This slide is just showing you the trigger. If there is no if there's no difference or no imbalance, I should say, if there's no imbalance between advancing or declining volume, then what's that known as parity? Is parity, and it's not going to trigger. That's when we're in chop. However, when the market has advancing volume, we're going to start trending up to a standard deviation. Or if there's a disparity of declining volume, the market is going to move down. And that's what's going to trigger our entries on that iBot. When it's in chop and there's no imbalance of advancing versus declining volume, then the system is not going to take a trade. That is our trigger. Both of these systems are now leveraging wait, Derek, I don't want you to misunderstand me. I did say one was superior to the other, to be honest with you. I really think that they're about equal. They both have their pluses and benefits and setbacks, but having both of them gives you an advantage. I don't want to I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying one is better than the other. By having both of them, it gives you more bots. Our methodology is to let all of our bots run, and we piggyback the ones that are doing the best. If we have the iBots and the AI bots running, then we have more options to piggyback profitable bots. So today you could see on my control center, if I didn't have the iBots on my control center, then I wouldn't have had the option to trade these iBots right here. However, I would have had all of these AI bots. So I still would have been in a good position to make some decent money today. Having the iBots also running together with my AI bots gave me extra opportunities or vehicles in which I could have copied to my live account. There's days that the AI just blows out the iBots, and there's days that the iBots blow out the AI auto. So I wouldn't say one is better than the other. And I'm going to go through some of the better, I'm going to go through the top bots and iBots so you can see the difference. So let me bring over, and I want to show you a video of excuse me for 1 second. Let me open up the strategy. Okay. So this is the strategy parameters. And without putting you to sleep, I want you to understand what the technology is and how it works. Each one of our bots runs in tandem with a second bot that we named a drone. The reason we named it a drone is because what the drone does is very much like a drone. It's kind of hovers over, you think of a drone, you think of a small aircraft hovering over the landscape to get a bird's eye view of the entire territory. It has the advantage of that bird's eye view to get a landscape picture, a broad overview of the entire landscape, that it could, project pictures if it had a camera on it and show the user on the floor what it looks like from a bird's eye view. So there's an advantage to that. It gives some very good information. So in this instance, the bot and the drone are sharing a database, and the drone is trading all 23 of the market of the session hours. It has a very ambitious profit target and a very liberal stop that does not move, it's static. And we have 4 triggers that this system will take. Signal A, B, C, and D. And it takes all 4 of those triggers, okay? And what it'll do is it will tell the bot, number one, what hours of the day in those 23 hours that it trades, what hours does it trade the best? Now, the reason why we have this technology is very, to put it in simple terms, is our mandate as software or developers of these automated bots. We have to be able to filter out the losers, period. We cannot pull in losers. That's what kills us. So how do we filter out losers? I'm going to show you how we do it via the use of this drone bot technology. Number one, the drone is going to tell the bot what times of the day that it has consistent profits. The bot will dynamically change its trading hours and only trade when the drone is consistently profitable. Number two, it's only going to trade the AI model that it uses. If I uncheck this, the AI model that it's using it's going to be optimizing its stops and profit targets. It's going to be optimizing its trading hours, and it's going to be optimizing the signal or trigger of each trade. If the drone takes 3 or 4 trades in a certain trading environment on a signal B and they all lose, well, it's going to tell the bot, hey, I know from my machine learning from my brain that when the market is behaving like it is now, don't take signal B because it loses every time. Just take signal A and C because those are the ones you have the best chance of winning right now. So it has this machine learning algorithm, and the AI model will only allow it to trigger trades that have that specific signal. By also looking at the average true range of the market, it's going to set your stop and your profit target in the mathematically most ideal location in order to profit in the current trading environment. With NinjaTrader, what it looks at is the maximum adverse excursion versus the maximum favorable excursion. It will calculate how much heat, that's your maximum adverse excursion, is heat. How much heat did I take on my winning trades? How much risk do I have to have on my entries in order to get these winning trades to go the full excursion and hit my profit target? These are very complex mathematical equations. I assure you it would take you or I an hour or two to try to figure it out in our minds. It's complex. This system can do it like a calculator, within milliseconds. And it's going to put your stop and your profit target based on the average true range of the market. So we've learned that not only is the trigger very important on how we get in, but maybe even more important is once we're in, how we manage these trades. It's so important. So what we've coded right into this system is we have a way to stop taking out the risk as this trade starts progressing. We have up top a daily profit limit and a daily loss limit. Let's say we only want to risk $350 a day, and we want to make $700 a day. We usually make it a 2-to-1. Depending on your account size and your risk tolerance, these are adjustable fields, your session loss limit and your session profit goal, okay? So our goal every day is to hit our limit, right? So we don't want to hit this 350. We need to stay in the game until we're able to hit our profit target of 700. So what we do is we have in our trade management features, we have a break-even first target, break-even plus or minus. And that's one way to take the risk off of the trade as the trade matures. So in this example, my stop is going to go to break even once it goes 50 ticks. I'm risking 60 to make 100, okay? Once I get to 50, my stop is going to go to plus 10. I'm going to lock in a small gain on the trade. But now, if the trade continues to mature to my profit window, which my profit window value is 25 ticks, which would mean that I would need to be at plus 75, my stop is going to fly up and lock in 50 ticks because it's going to come 25 ticks behind price. Price is at plus 75. My stop is going to go to plus 50. And then that's going to activate my leapfrog. My leapfrog is going to allow my profit target to jump from 100 to 135. So now if I'm in a trending market and I get myself into a runner, this leapfrog integration is going to allow automatically my runner to run. My profit target's going to jump, and my stop is going to jump and keep locking in additional profits. Just last week, to show you this in action, we were trading on YouTube, and you could see that I get into two trades simultaneously. And I've got them both on a trade copier. I'm in on the 30 range on the right, and I'm in on a 20 Unarenko on the left. They both get into this short move. And my first leg is once they get to the break even plus or minus 10, which this one just came in. So now all the risk is off of my power play bot. And now I'm hoping to get into my profit window, which it just did. Now my 20 Unarenko just got into my break even plus or minus, and I'm looking for this one to get into my leapfrog. And now these trades are going to both start maturing to the downside. And that leapfrog integration is going to allow this trade to continue to mature, trading these micro contracts. So what really hurts us as futures traders is not allowing our runners to run. It skews our risk to reward ratio. If our losers are bigger than our winners, we're behind the 8 ball. We have to have an 80% win rate. When we can manage our trades and allow our winners to run, we don't need nearly as much as high of a winning percentage. We're risking about $150 on this power play entry, and it goes on to make $600–700 trading micros on this particular trade. So my risk to reward ratio is 4-to-1, 5-to-1 with this leapfrog integration. So now one winning trade has the potential to wipe away 2 or 3 losing trades and keep us in the market until we are able to get a nice move like this and get us to our profit goal. If the trade comes back on us, we have more than one way that we have to prevent it from taking a full loser. We also have integrated into this our smart stops. We don't want to take a full loser, okay? The markets are very symmetrical and geometrical. There's certain candlestick patterns that repeat themselves throughout the trading session. This system will learn certain candlestick patterns, and when it recognizes them, it will instantly exit the trade and take profits or cut your losers short. For example, if you're in a long trade, you get a big, ugly, bearish engulfing candle, this system is going to shut it out quickly and get you out immediately. We have our smart stop 3. In this example, it's 60, the threshold being 60. Once the trade matures 60 ticks, my stop is going to automatically attach to my 15 EMA. So I have a momentum-based trailing stop at that point. So if the trade reverses and I'm in a runner, it's not going to come back and give me a big, huge, dot in the eye. It's going to soften the blow. It's going to cut my losers short. And at the same time, this leapfrog is going to allow my winners to run. Derek says, why do you have take profit there at all? It will never be hit, as it will always leapfrog away. Correct, Derek, you're right. Just like in my video, it will never catch that profit target. There's two ways out of that trade. Number one, it comes back and stops. But remember, my stop keeps jumping down as well. In that video, my stop kept moving, locking in more and more profit. Okay. So I can always take profit by closing the trade manually on my chart trader, or if I keep my own emotions out of it and I let it play out, I'll get a runner like I just showed on the YouTube tape, and it'll keep leapfrogging 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, locking in more and more profits. Okay. So Paul says, why does the drone also calculate the optimal stop loss and profit target? No, the drone stays static. The drone will stay at a very ambitious profit target and a very liberal stop. Behind the scenes, the calculation is made, but the bot is the one that's getting the advantage. It is getting the dynamically changing input. Only the bot will change. Okay, the drone will stay static. So the bot is the beneficiary of the data that the drone is collecting. So let's take a look. Just to recap, this is information that I've covered already. Is the candlestick pattern recognition is one way that we cut our losers short. We cut our losers short. The trading hours is so important to optimizing these bots. This is a perfect illustration, and just about every one of our bots and drones shows this. The drone running 23 hours through the Asian session, the New York Stock Exchange, the London Open, it's going to run 23 hours. It might find 3 or 4 hours during the day it runs very good, and then the next 3 or 4 hours it's hit or miss. So what does it do? It tells the bot, only run during these times. When you're in these hours, don't trade at all. Chances are you're going to pull in some losers. But then again, at this time, it does really well. Jump back in and trade this last hour of the market open. And that's exactly what the bot does. And our output becomes that much more efficient. Randy, these bots will trade both the micros and the minis. Depending on your account size and your risk tolerance, you could take advantage of trading them both. I trade the minis for almost a year, and it was stressful, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel more comfortable trading about 4 micros. About 3 or 4 micros, I'm more in my comfort zone. That's just me personally. Is there a major difference between the equity curves? I'm going to show you right now. Mark. They're about the same, really. The equity curves between the iBot and the AI, because the iBot, we use a 2-contract strategy, the way that we manage our trades. So you'd have to cut them in half. So our methodology, let me mention very briefly, the way this works, we've integrated a ChatGPT trade analyst. What that does, let me show you a perfect example. If I take my trade performance for November, and on my trade performance in Ninja, and you could do it for any time frame you want, but for this example, I'm just going to do it for the month of November. Instead of doing a summary, if I go to summary, you'll see if all of the bots combined, cumulatively, we're up 25,000. Okay. If I go to my analysis, I can see on the half hour of the day what time these bots perform the best, collectively, collaboratively. And the answer to that is between 9:30 and about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. These bots in November, that was the best time that they ran, all of them together. Unless you have a very large account, though, you're not going to trade them all together. You could see it made 25,000, but it had a tremendous drawdown. Most of us don't have the luxury of taking that type of drawdown. So what we do is we use a trade analyst. We want to learn which bot is going to provide us with the best potential to getting into a profitable day, right? So the way we do it is we go to the trades and we export this data. This is our first version. Soon, we won't have to export this data. We're going to have a connection right to our NinjaTrader. We're going to have a closed loop, not only to our NinjaTrader, but to outside sources. And that's what we're working on now. But for right now, this trade analyst, we're going to call this November trades. We would save it to our downloads. And then I can pull up my ChatGPT. And I can import that file for November trades that I just downloaded and saved right out of Ninja. And now that it's uploaded, I could just click on this process the trades. And what it's going to do is it's going to automatically tell us, and we can go on to ask it a number of different questions about the trades. We can ask it what trigger works the best, what this works the best. Anything we want to know, we want to learn about this data. Part of the columns is not only the entry and exit price, but the entry name, what signal it took. So it's learning. This has the ability through ChatGPT to learn what entries do the best, how it got stopped out, what the profit and loss was. An enormous amount of data it learns. But what it tells us is it'll tell us the most profitable bots. It told us here that in the month of November that my 20 Unorenco Mack truck was up $6,600 trading this Mack truck. Number 2 was $4,750 trading my ES30 range moneymaker drone. The moneymaker bot was next. My 20 Unorenco sniper was last with $3,800 in profits. For my iBots, it's going to tell me number 1 through 5. It's going to tell me my number 1 was up almost $10,000 in the month of November. That was my iBot 24 Unorenco. And it will go down in order. It'll tell me for prop traders, we have what we call one-day pass templates that will pass the trades, to pass your evals in one trade. It'll tell you the winning percentage. These are pass or fail in one trade. So this bot on crude oil has about a 39% chance of winning. So if you bought 3 prop accounts, evals, statistically, it's going to win about 1 out of 3. The same with the ES30 range one-day pass. The 2-minute in November was a little higher. But remember, I told you I answer the phones here. I want you to know that this is trading. There's nothing in trading that is guaranteed. We could lose every single one of these trades. We could hit 10 losers in a row. It's just part of the game. We could also hit 10 winners in a row. But I'm comfortable telling you that if you run this, that over the course of a month, you're going to win about 33% of these one-day passes on our top bots, which are normally the NQ, ES, and CL. It's 1 out of 3. I feel very comfortable telling you that. So this trade analyst that we've integrated with ChatGPT, wait till you see what's coming next with what we're doing next. Sergio has an ongoing collaboration with this AI development lab. We're going to have what we call bionic bots. And I kid you not. The bionic bots are going to have a ChatGPT integration that you see, large institutions, when I say large institutions, I'm talking about hedge funds, investment firms. They're not trading, with their mouse and clicking a mouse when they think it's a good setup. They're using high-powered AI algos that are monitoring not only the economic news reports, but the earnings reports. They're running it instantaneously through this AI integration, and it's giving them instant context-aware logic and market sentiment as to which way the market will move. That is the type of logic that we have coming on deck. That is our next stage of this AI integration. And man, are we excited. We cannot wait to release it. So it's going to be a closed loop system that's going to have outside connections to outside websites as well as your NinjaTrader 8 database. And it's going to be able to know what the earnings report was, what the news reports were, was it a beat, was it a miss, what the overall market sentiment is. And it's going to be able to make a context-aware decision as to which bot to trade, which trigger to take, where to put your stop and profit target, and manage the trade. And it's going to do it all for you. It's going to be something that nobody else has. Very cutting edge technology. And that's where we're headed with it. So let's look at the numbers. The numbers for the iBots. The iBot NQ24U from September 1st to November 10th was, these are two contract strategies. I want you to know this is not a back test. This is not a strategy analyzer. This is not any BS. This is forward testing running on a live market, okay? These are trades that actually occurred in a live market. So from September 1st to November 10th, the iBot on the NQ24U was up $7,185, trading two contracts after commission, okay? You could see the equity curve. It was down, it took a drawdown at first. It was down about $1,500, came back and never looked back, up over $7,000. The iBot ES10 range. These bots, not only do we have a diversified portfolio of instruments, we also have a diversified portfolio of timeframes that they trade on. We're looking for the bots that find the ebb and flow of the current trading environment, and we're going to capitalize on it. The iBot that's running on the ES10 range from September 28th to November 10th, trading two minis after commissions made just under 9,000. Again, it took a little bit of a drawdown, and then it has a beautiful equity curve going up to $8,957. The iBot on the 1 minute from September 1st to November 10th, about $9,000, trading two minis on the micros. Now, compared to the AI, where'd my AI go? It's missing. Wow, I spent like 2 hours before this presentation. I'm really sorry. The AI was very similar, but I can run it really quick. Let's run it really quick in the ChatGPT. Going back, let's go back to September 1st. Okay, let's run the iBots real quick. Really sorry. It'll just take a second, I think. If not, we'll move on. Okay. This is September 1st to today. Oh, I spent so much time this afternoon preparing, and for some reason, when I have a feeling maybe they're further down in my presentation, but we could do it this way too. So the top 5, the Mack truck drone on the 20 Unarenko was at 7,900. Now this is trading just 1 mini. That's why I said I'm not necessarily telling you the iBots are better than the AI, because the iBots were trading two minis. This one was trading 1 mini, made 7,900. Number 2, 7,400. That's the ES30 range. The NQ20Us and the ES30 range bots are really our strongest bots, you'll find. They're consistently at the top of our leaderboard. So the ES30 bot about 7,400. Number 3 was 5,300. Was the CL 1-day pass. The ES8U leapfrog number 5 was up over $3,000. So there you have the top AI bots. Now, one of the most common questions, Mark, if you put your name and number in the chat box, I'll give you a call and I'll answer that question for you. Now, a very common question, and I think it's very valid, is can I get payouts, right? Let's face it. Imagine going through all the blood, sweat, and tears of qualifying for the payout only to get rejected by the prop firm. I can give you the short answer and the long answer. I prefer to do the short answer. If you want the long answer, I'll give it to you. The short answer, I know for Apex for sure that it's fine, because many of countless members and our staff have gotten payouts with Apex. I've read the fine print on several others, and normally what they do not want are high frequency, high volume trading bots that you're in and out of the trades in seconds. They don't want that. What satisfies most of the prop firm's rules is 2 things. Number 1, this is a self-directed strategy. Because we have the ability to pick our trigger and our conditions on every trade, it's fully adjustable. We provide you, by our professionals, pre-formatted templates that have been optimized. However, you as the user have the ability to go into the parameters and tweak them as you see fit. Okay, because of that, and because once the trade is triggered, your stop and profit target is projected on your chart. That is the second condition that satisfies both conditions for this to be a self-directed bot, a self-directed strategy that they allow. It's not a black box, high volume, high frequency trading bot. So the vast majority of the prop firms do allow these. Listen, it's not only me having a lot of success trading these bots. We have countless members that are doing extremely well. One of my personal favorites is Judy, and I say she's my personal favorite because of her lifestyle. You know, I only hope and pray that when I retire, that I'm able to travel the way that she's traveling. And, you know, my wife and I would like to see, you know, while we're here, to see different parts of the world. Judy, you can see, sends us pictures from these different locations. This one was on an MSC cruise ship right off the coast of Italy, in the Mediterranean, where she joins us live on YouTube with her portable trade station. And she's, you know, making money as she's traveling the world. This one was in Dubai. You know, she was in the Philippines or Vietnam, and she's somewhere else every month. She's in a different, you know, bucket list location. And all the while she's joining us on YouTube, trading these bots, linked to the Starlink, to Elon Musk's Wi-Fi, with satellites, I should say. Another common question we got, thank you, Mark. Another common question that we have is, can I trade this? I'm in the UK, or I'm in Australia, or I'm in Singapore. The answer is yes. You need two things to trade this. You need the NinjaTrader 8 platform, or a broker that supports it, and you need a live data feed. As long as you have those two things, you're in business. Simon in the UK, you could see, he had a wonderful time with it. Across his Apex accounts, he had days that he made $15,000 and $20,000. $15,000 and $20,000 a day. Okay, you know, it reminds me of those emails that, you know, I used to get. Well, I still get them. You know, of different vendors. They send us these emails how they're making these outrageous sums of money in this short period of time, and you always wonder, hey, is that true or not? But you know, for him it was. Limit Up, another member of our team doing it, not of our team, of our community, doing well. Steve Cherry, here's our special, and countless others. So what we're doing for our Black Friday sale, and we're going to do something for our veterans that's a little special. By the way, if I didn't say thank you to the veterans 100 times throughout my presentation, I was sure to put it on every single slide. I'm extremely patriotic. I have a debt of gratitude because I respect your bravery. One thing that I'll tell you is, thank God they didn't have a draft, because I was scared to death. You know, when I was growing up, I was born right when Vietnam was going on. And I was afraid to go, you know, I'll be honest. So anybody that had the courage to serve, I really have a ton of respect for. So happy Veterans Day. And our way of showing our gratitude is we're going to combine for veterans. And listen, this goes out even if you have a loved one or someone in your family that is a veteran. We want you to take advantage of it because they were serving, and being a family member of somebody in the military is a sacrifice. And we want you to benefit from this as well. So even if you yourself are not the person that serves, but someone in your family did, go ahead and take advantage of it. The Veterans Day special, it's going to be in combination with our Black Friday sale. Our Black Friday sale, my goodness, we're doing just a blowout sale. The AI Autotrader on an annual membership is going to be $9.99. $9.99 for 12 months. If you divide 12 months by $9.99, it comes out to some ridiculously low number. It's like 80 bucks, no more than 85 bucks a month. Let me tell you something. To be able to trade this system with the full portfolio of bots, to have the ChatGPT integration, to trade it along with us daily on our live stream on YouTube, to be a member of our Discord community, a beautiful interactive community of traders, all like-minded, a very responsive group of experienced traders, and have ongoing a white glove installation by our professional staff for 83 bucks a month. I don't think you can find a more powerful system, a better deal on the internet. $99 a month for the AI auto trading system. If there's add-ons, add-on markets, new updates, you're going to get them at no additional charge. Okay. For the iBot, we're doing the 2-for-1. It's going to come with both. You're going to get the iBots and you're going to get the AI Auto both. The full portfolio of both strategies. All right. It also includes the prop trading templates, the one-day passes, the PA account templates, everything. So that is going to be $19.99 for the year, and you're going to get the best of both worlds. Now, for the Veterans Day special, we're going to give an additional $500 off the iBot and AI Auto annual subscription. So this will come down to $14.99. You'll have to use coupon code SAVE500 on the link that we've just put in the chat box. If you want the lifetime deal on the AI Auto, we'll also honor the SAVE500 coupon code, and it'll bring it down to $19.99. So if you want the AI Auto lifetime, it's $19.99. If you want the AI Auto annual, it's $9.99. If you want to do the iBot and AI combo for the entire year, it's $19.99. However, in honor of Veterans Day, if you are a family member served in the military, use coupon code SAVE500 at checkout. You'll get it all for the year for $14.99. You'll get the whole enchilada. The whole enchilada. In the corner of my eye, I see the PayPal later symbol. We do accept at checkout PayPal credit or pay later as a payment option. I love PayPal later because there's no interest. If you qualify, they'll go up to 6 months with no interest. I just bought some airline tickets with PayPal credit, and they split it up into 6 payments with no interest. I loved it. So it's not a big pill you got to swallow at once. Now, if you have a question, thank you, Mark. I see it. If you have a question that I did not get to during this presentation, please put your name and your number. If there's something you're interested in that you don't see on my slide, put your name and your number. If you're a legacy client, you've bought other systems from us, put your name and your number in. If you have a question, put your name and your number in. I'll get a drink of water and catch my breath. And then I will give you a call. We always get people that are a little intimidated with NinjaTrader. I want to assure you that we have a professional team that's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. This is a great Ron N. Talk about Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, Ron. Ron is a Vietnam vet, made it home. God bless him. $10,000 he made a few months ago trading gold. Gold and crude oil, we diversified into gold and crude oil. Let me tell you, they're not our most consistent bots. But, there's times that they find their way to the top of our leaderboard when there's political unrest, when there's economic news reports that come out. Gold will go crazy, crude will go crazy, and we have these bots that will shoot to the top of our leaderboard, tapping you on the shoulder. Hey, copy my trades. I'm hot. Ron did it. He made 10 grand. No kidding. On the gold bot. I always say the elephant in the room. One of our members, Gary was in our YouTube live stream. Very humble, very nice guy. Very quiet room member is his self-description. This gentleman that was in the YouTube stream was asking him questions. And Gary told him, he said, listen, I've bought bots from all of these different vendors. But he says that the RLT bots are superior. So listen, if you've bought a bot in the past that just didn't work, we've got something unique here. We've got bots that self-optimize, that leverage AI technology. You got it, Lee. You've got something that's going to dynamically change its inputs. And let me tell you something, where we're headed with this, it's going to blow your mind. I'm telling you. We thought we would have had it released, but it's not as easy as it sounds. So I want to end by saying, number one, thank you to our veterans. Thank you. Even for anybody who attended today and took time out of your day. My wife's an RN. She always tells me our most valuable commodity is time, and every day gets more and more valuable. So I recognize it, and I thank you for joining me today. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of your day. Thank you for your time. And for our veterans, happy Veterans Day. God bless you. Thanks for joining me.